Hello, Jesse.
How you doing, Robert?
Good day. I'm doing very well.
Good, man.
I took your advice and I moved out with my mother. And yesterday, on Mother's Day, I forgave her for the things that I thought I had kind of a resentment towards her for.
How old are you, Robert?
I'm 20.
Oh, okay. So you have your own place now?
Yes, sir.
What is that like to have your own place in your mind? What is it like for you?
Oh, it's so amazing because it's just freedom completely. And you have also it's like you don't have to mess with anybody else. You don't got to do what anyone else tells you. And also there's the independence of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not relying on anybody else.
Amazing. So,
Preserve
Robert,
it.
prior to hearing me say that men should leave their home by 18 and go grow up, was there anything in you saying that to you that you feel like, you know what, I shouldn't be up here with mama?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
For sure. I remember I've spoken with you. I came to church.
Oh, okay.
I'm the one that called about leaving Los Angeles. But the point is, I told you that when I was 17, I moved to Arizona, and I got a job while I finished high school, and I had my own apartment. And then I got a really good job out here, and I moved back. But I didn't have any money to get an apartment, so I moved in with my mother again.
Right.
And ever since, and ever since I was back, I was always trying to move out.
Right on. Oh, okay.
It just wasn't happening.
Right on.
I kept pushing off and saying, "Oh, I need to save." but when the Corona thing happened, I didn't even have the amount of money that I had before coronavirus. But I was still like, no, this is the right time
Right on.
to get out, even though I don't have as much money as I had before.
You have a job, right?
Oh yeah,
Right
I
on.
have a job I really enjoy.
And so, well, congratulations, man. Just take your time, one step at a time. Hold on. Can you hold? I got to take a break, and then I want to hear what happened when you told your mother you forgive her for what she done. So you went to your mother on Mother's Day, and what happened?
So she came over to see my new apartment because she was in another state for a while.
Right.
And I made this kind of list of things that I thought that she did in her marriage and in raising me that I wish she would have done better and that I kind of had a resentment for.
Right.
So I apologized to her for I thought she wasn't able to make the marriage with my father work. She kind of, she went off and she was drinking and she got with some other guy. She kind of cheated on him, and then
Amazing.
she left. And then she got into a new condo, and the stepfather was there. And it was just kind of it was something that never sat right with me, really.
How do you know she cheated on your father?
Oh, because I remember back in, I think it was 2012 or so, when my father, he found messages from this guy named Frank, who and her, they were talking for hours, and they were still married. They were talking for hours, and I just know the history of them, so I know that they were together before she had left my father.
All right, go ahead. And so you went and she came over, and you told her about all this?
Yeah, I told her about all that, and I forgave her, and I also forgave her about in high school. I had an identity crisis. I went to a very artsy, liberal school, and I became very feminine, and I kind of got involved with the people I hung around with were a lot of the LGBT folks, and I never did any of that stuff, but they were around me, and when I was doing that, she never corrected me. She just kind of accepted it and let it happen.
Amazing.
And I said, I told her that I wish you had corrected me. I wish you had shown me the right way instead of told me that I was confused and so on, instead of just accepting it and let it go. And those are then I said any other stuff that you did that messed up, that I thought was wrong or mistakes, I forgive you. And then, shoot, if you're interested in what she said.
Yeah, what did she say?
For the stuff with my father, she got sad. She was like, she cried a little bit, and she was like, she said she wanted to make it work. She never had, she didn't go out thinking about, falling. She said she didn't want to fall in love with someone else or she hadn't planned on that.
Right.
But she had just, she said she was sad. She's like, I wanted to make it work. I always wanted to have, a husband with the children and a house and stuff, but she couldn't make it work, and it was very hard on her. And I said, I understand that.
Yeah.
And and it's kind of like what you say, where they couldn't help it.
Yeah.
So I told her I understand why you did what you did, and I don't have any hard feelings or resentment towards you about that.
Beautiful, man.
And the other thing was that as with the identity crisis and being feminine, she had told me that she's a therapist, and a lot of people in her therapy practice apparently tell her that their problem is they have that problem with their parents, and their parents reject them, and they don't accept it, and that hurts them in that way. So she was like, well, I don't want to reject him, and then he's gonna be estranged from me or rebel more. And I said, I understand that too. I don't agree with it, but
Right.
I said I still understand that, so I forgave her for that. And it was really, and she shared, the stuff about her life when we talked, and it was very nice. We got to talk about things we didn't talk about before.
Right on, Robert. What an amazing Mother's Day, man. And I'm glad to hear that she didn't run away from it, but she dealt with it with you. Because a lot of mothers will get ticked. Oh, they'll be worse than the Pope. And and the Pope getting ticked. But that's what happened with me when I went to my mother. I was surprised that she told me about what she had gone through in her life. And instead of getting all mad and going off, and it was amazing to see that. So you're very fortunate that your mother dealt with it in that way. Good for her, man.
Yeah, you're right.
That is an amazing story. Did you say your mother is a therapist?
Yeah, she's a therapist.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Well, Robert, God bless you, man. You're on your way now.
Thank you. Oh, well, could I answer the biblical question?
Let me just say this. You're on your way, one day at a time, one moment at a time. You're done with resenting your mother. So, just start growing up. And when you're around her or anyone, speak up. You're a man now. You're not a child. Yeah. And God is with you. And you haven't seen anything, Robert.
Oh, good. That's very good to hear.
It's going to be amazing, man. So you want to answer the brand new biblical question?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as a son of God?
As of now, no, I don't see myself as a son of God.
And why not?
Because I still don't feel that he exists. I don't think that he exists, and I haven't found him, and he hasn't revealed himself to me. So I don't know if I can be a son of God if I don't think he exists. So there's that conflict.
Are you an atheist?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
you
an
are.
atheist.
And are you close to your father?
Oh yeah.
Good, man.
And he's not. He's a Christian.
Oh, your father's a Christian. Were you a Christian at one time?
Yeah, I was.
And what changed?
I was baptized twice.
Really? And what changed your mind?
You know who PewDiePie is?
I heard of him, yeah.
Yeah, one time he was doing a question and answer,
Uh-huh.
and he said, someone asked him if he was a religious, and he said he was an agnostic atheist. And I was like, oh, what's that? And I looked it up, and then I was like, there's such thing as not believing in God. And I think at that time, I did believe in God.
Right.
But I kind of I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to be. And then I found Christopher Hitchens and Sam Harris and a lot of the Richard Dawkins and all those new atheist people. Atheism is unstoppable. You've talked to them before in your show. I found those guys, and they very explicitly and eloquently set out why God doesn't exist and why the Bible and stuff is not literally true, and it swayed me. So that's why I started believing God, but that's what changed my mind.
Amazing, man. So you don't believe God exists?
Yeah.
And you're 20 years old?
Yes, sir.
How do you think you were able to see that you need to forgive your mother?
Because you had said it, and then I looked back in life and I was like, well, there are things I should forgive her for that I was upset with her about, and that I wish she had done differently.
Right.
So I thought it was very sound advice. I thought it's good to overcome those things and just let it go and move on.
Amazing. Are you doing my silent prayer video?
Not every day, but I
Suffer!
Yeah, I know. Suffer and die.
I want you to start doing it every day, every morning, every night, for at least a week, and let me know what you think about it.
Okay, I'll do that, Jesse.
Yeah. Robert, you are an amazing young man. You're going to be fine, man.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
High praise from you, Jesse.
Just keep on what you're doing. You know, work, save. Make sure you save 10% every time you get paid, and pay your rent, and you buy some food. Keep gas in your car. Have a little change in your pocket, but always save 10% for investment opportunities when opportunities come, and they will come for you. All right.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's the plan.
And just take one day at a time, and you'll be fine.
Oh, I will.
Robert, an amazing call, man. Nice way to start the Monday morning out. Thank you for this call.
Wonderful, man. See you later.
All right, buddy. That's amazing. It's interesting in that your father can be a Christian, but it's not enough to lock you in because something is missing by that. That's so interesting. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.